Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Last Level Press. I'm Mr. Black, and this is my first sort of state of the channel vlog to discuss a bit with you guys how things are going with us, and to reflect on essentially this past week's successes and failures across the channel. Now, of course, the most pertinent discussion topic regarding that is, of course, the 8-day-long event-themed marathon of Let's Plays that we've been doing, the Slendython. And as much fun as I've had doing it, and as much as some people did seem to enjoy it, after reviewing the statistics that we have seen over the past week, have to ask myself, was the Slendython a failure? Now, that question may come as a surprise to some of you, but let me fill you in on exactly why I am unfortunately looking at that question in a very practical sense. For one thing, we have seen an increase in pure hit traffic over the past few weeks. For a while, a couple of months ago, I think it was really when my Last Days of the Third Age review really, for some reason, just sparked and caught on like wildfire, and it got thousands of views. We were averaging about 1,000 views a day. Of course, that was short-lived. That tapered down to about 100 views a day. Well, we have, over the past week, increased to about 150 to 200 average views per day, so that's an increase. One would think that increased subscription counts would come along with that, but unfortunately that's not been the case. We have not had, as of right now, at the time of my recording this, which may not necessarily coincide quite as perfectly with when this gets uploaded, but I am going to upload this as quickly and soon as I can, so that it is the most relevant as it can possibly be. But over the last 5 days, we have not had a single new subscriber. Either that, or we have lost as many as we have gained. We have sat squarely at 140 subscribers for 5 days now. And that's after, for the last few months, we've been averaging 1 to 2 new subscribers every day, sometimes as many as 3. That wasn't uncommon for a while. And that's not to say that I do not appreciate, and Violeta does not appreciate, and Atticus does not appreciate, even though he doesn't appear in our videos yet. Every single one of you guys, all 140 of our current subscribers, we love and appreciate every single one of you guys. We wouldn't be where we are even now without you guys. So don't mistake this as my saying, it's just not enough. Because we appreciate every single one of our fans, but for this to be a sustainable business venture, we of course require a constant expansion of our audience, of our fan base, and as soon as we see any wrench get dropped into the gears of the expansion of that, we have to stop and take notice and ask, whoa, what's going on? So that's really the discussion topic of this vlog, and the numbers only really tell me, and I can only extrapolate so much from it, but they tell me that people are clicking, they are watching, potentially temporarily, and they're not staying. They're not liking, they're not sharing, they're not subscribing, and if that's disappointing to, or rather I should say, if the videos that we've been producing over the last week are disappointing to any of you, I apologize for that. I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can to entertain you guys. I'm trying to bring you the most quality entertainment that I possibly can. We are, of course, always learning and growing and trying to do better for you guys. We're starting this as complete amateurs. The only professional training in this regard that I've ever had was a high school video production class. That's really my only non-self-taught knowledge coming into all of this. So we are, of course, coming at this with open minds, always trying to learn and expand and get better at what we're doing. But that means that we are still coming at this from a rather amateurish standpoint here in these early stages. Now, the thing that really I don't want to say discourages me, because I understand that I can't necessarily validate a direct correlation between the past week's events, or lack thereof, and our current traffic stats. I can't necessarily make that correlation. I'm really trying to not do so on an emotional level. I don't want to get discouraged. I don't want that to affect my work, because that will not do good things for me, for Violeta, for the channel, for you guys. That's bad news all around. But at the same time, I do have to try and look at this from as practical a perspective as I can and ask, what's going on here? I've tried to maintain constant uploads of not just Slendython videos, but also our normal content. Stalker Let's Plays, First 15s. I haven't done any mod spotlights this week, but I've got a couple of those planned. I've actually got one that's going to be the updated Chris Vector rifle. They apparently either listened to my suggestions or those of others, so that was really cool to see. I definitely want to do a follow-up on that. And there was one little bit of encouragement that came out of this week. Every now and again, I'll get a comment like this on one of my videos, and it just makes my day every single time that I get one. I forget the name of the commenter. If you see this, please feel free to say, hey, that was me. But someone asked on one of my videos, why, if this guy has 120 videos at this point, and by this guy, I mean, I don't produce all of the content for Last Level Press on our video channel, just most of it. Violated still creates a fair chunk of hers as well. But why, if this channel has 120 videos, do they only have 140 subscribers? That's an encouraging thing for me to hear, because that's a vote of confidence. That's saying, wow, this is really underappreciated, and I appreciate that sentiment. I really, really do. But then I have to stop and ask myself, well, why don't I? Why isn't our channel expanding the way that usually the numbers suggest that they would? What's the usual ratio of video count to subscriber count? We're very low, and I'm not sure exactly why that is, only short of saying that by comparison to a lot of other popular YouTubers and channels, I guess it's my ego. It's a point of pride for me to not really try to just sub-whore. I'm not constantly asking you guys to subscribe. I've only got the one pop-up that I have for just a few seconds at the end of each video, asking you guys if you like what you've seen, if you want to see more from Last Level Press, please like, share, and subscribe. But I don't really say it. I mean, I kind of sometimes do as a joke, and like, comment, and subscribe if you blah, 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 blah. But yeah, obviously that's not me being serious. But it's my lack of self-promotion, because I want my work to speak for itself, not just shameless marketing to bring in an audience and a fan base. But it kind of looks like I may have to put some of my ego up on a hanger and put that away for a little while and try to shamelessly promote a little bit, because we are not expanding the way that I was hoping that we would. And as encouraging as it has been to have been expanding as rapidly as we have over the last few months, for this week in which Violeta and I have put in so much effort, so much extra work, essentially doubling our workload for the entire week, to see nothing come out of that is discouraging. As much as I try to avoid letting myself drop into that emotional pit of non-progress, and it's essentially a worthless emotion because it does me no good, but it's there all the same. And yes, I am glancing back and forth between me and my talking points. I am not Total Biscuit. I'm not quite as articulate as more experienced YouTubers than myself to stay on point and on topic and go down lists without constantly referring to something. But then again, TB doesn't have face cam most of the time, so I don't know exactly how he does his business either. So the one thing that I am going to probably do in the very near future to try to kind of answer for some of the shortcomings statistics-wise that we've been seeing is I'm going to probably replace our current credits roll that to me is it's a little template. I just slapped that on the end of each video. I'm probably going to replace that with a new sort of conclusion splash page, like a lot of other YouTubers have, with the text for our Tumblr page, our Facebook page, our Twitter page, all of which we have. So please, guys, I got to begin the marketing now. If you're not following us there in those places already, please do so. I put especially on our Facebook page. I do post a lot of updates that don't make it onto any videos, that don't make it onto the site proper. Facebook is really our first launching point for a lot of news and communication with you guys. So if you're interested in hearing a lot more of the behind the scenes stuff of what's going on, our Facebook page is where it's at. So feel free to go and look for us there. I don't know exactly how I'm going to lay out the splash page for our conclusion segment of new videos. I'm probably going to do a lot of what our other YouTubers have done and have an embedded video in one corner, and again our links to social media, and of course a big please like, share, and subscribe bit on there. And again, there's a part of my ego that hates to do that because I don't like begging for attention. I don't like to beg for my success. I want to just earn it on my own merit and for my work to speak for itself. But part of me has to look at the fact that that's not necessarily the way YouTube works. The other thing that I have to ask of you guys, and this is not to put any of this responsibility-wise onto you. This is just me asking you guys, my dedicated audience, those of you who are still watching this, for a favor. Help spread the word. Please, if you enjoy what we do, recognize that we're not going anywhere. This is what we want to do for a living. This is what we want to continue to move forward with, to expand with. Last Level Press, I hope, in 5 years, maybe 10, to be probably a little more realistic, I want to rival Machinima. I want to be the next large network whose core founders still participate, who still lead by example. The way that Doug Walker does at Channel Awesome, the way that Angry Joe does with the Angry Army, and how he helped to found Blistered Thumbs. That's where I want us to go. But we can't do that without your help. So guys, every time that you see one of our videos that you like it, thumbs up, share it, spread it on social media. Help us catch like wildfire so that we can finally start reaching the audience that we're aiming for. Because we have no control over that. I can only share our material so far. I can post it to all of our social media outlets. I can share it around on my personal social media. But beyond that, I don't have much of a personal effect on things. I can only spread our audience so much. So it's up to our audience to help the domino effect kick in, to help us succeed. So that's what I entreat you all to help us do. And again, my ego hates to do that, but I have to at this point. Of course, obvious response from cynics that are watching this is, of course, probably going to be, well, you're just in this for the money then. No, absolutely not. I do what I do because I love what I do, because I want to participate in this community, because I want to inform, to entertain, to participate, and to be a part of the gaming community and the industry and the market. That's where I want to be. That's where I see myself really becoming passionate and really, really investing myself 24/7 all the time for the rest of my life, conceivably. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. But I want to create this as a starting board, as a foundation to build from and to expand the way that I just described for you guys. I don't want Last Level Press to be confined to a single YouTube channel and a single forum and a single website for eternity. Oh no, we've got much bigger plans than that. But of course we have to take baby steps, one step at a time. So that's what we're working on. And I know it sounds all nice and everybody's just, well, you're still doing it for the money. No. I'm doing it only insofar for the money as it is required for me to be able to sustain myself doing this. Don't be naive. Don't be a child about this. This is a business. Businesses need to make money. But why is that? They don't need to make money for money's sake. They need to make money so that they can stay in business, so that the people who run it can buy food, can keep windows and doors and roofs over and around their heads, so that they have something that resembles a life. That's what we want. We don't want to just make oodles and gobs of money and whore for attention. What we want is sustainable income so that we don't have to worry about time management with balancing 3 or 4 other jobs. Lord knows I've been there. That's how we started. I'm at a point right now where I am extremely, extremely fortunate to have support from friends and family that are allowing me right now to dedicate all of my time to this, even though I'm not making much income off of it, barely any at all right now. And yet they support me because they believe in what I'm doing. They believe that I can do this. They believe that I can pull this off. Because I can say with no ego whatsoever that, I founded this company. Last Level Press is my creation. My co-founders, absolutely integral parts of what's going on. But I'm the one grabbing the reins and shoving them further down the tracks because I'm determined to see this thing succeed. And as much as I can invest myself into that, the world is the world. The situation is what it is, and my savings are draining. Violeta, thankfully, just got her tax return. She and I are living together, so that's helping to sustain us for a little while. But the clock is ticking. Time is running out for our ability to sustain ourselves off of the goodwill and the charity of others, like our family, like our friends, and to keep doing this full time. before we reach that point where we either can do this full time because we've made enough money, or we can't. Where we start reaching a sustainable income, or we can't. And that's only a few months out. So I have seen other YouTubers in just like incredible meteoric rises in popularity. That's not necessarily what we're aiming for, because that's essentially luck. You can't realistically aim for that. But gradual progress. My God, even in serious moments. Thank you, verbal dyslexia. Gradual, progressive progress we can aim for, and that's what we're asking for you guys' help for. Now, the one other thing, kind of returning to the previous point, that I have to kind of consider when it comes to why people may be looking at our material but aren't necessarily liking, aren't necessarily subscribing, aren't necessarily staying, aren't really looking at, well, what else does Last Level Press do? And that's that a lot of our material, especially my mod reviews, mod spotlights, first 15s, things like that, a lot of those are more or less standalone informative pieces. And I think that's the distinction that may be shooting us a little bit in the foot. I aim more for informative videos a lot of the time than I do for entertaining. But entertaining videos are what keep people coming back to a lot of channels, I think. So people may see some of my material and they may then be essentially satisfied after that. They may not necessarily need or feel like they need to see more material from what we do, because they saw what they wanted. That's the information that they got. So they may not necessarily subscribe after seeing something like that. That's just my own personal speculation. If you guys have any personal input, feel free, let me know. This is an issue more than just about any that I really want to hear some of your thoughts on, because I don't know what brought you guys to my channel. I don't know what kept you here on my channel, you 140 people that are subscribed right now. I want to know what brought you here and what kept you here, so that I know what to keep delivering for you. And that's something only you guys can tell me. Right now, I'm doing what I love to do. That's mod spotlights, that's first 15s, that's playing new games, figuring out, hey, do I like this? Playing full games and doing Let's Plays of them. That way I can share that with you guys, and you can decide whether or not it's something that you want to play, and you can make an informed decision. That's the kind of thing I really want to do from here on out. But like I said, I know I'm talking in circles in a lot of this video, but that's because I have yet to make my mind up about a lot of this. I don't necessarily know what to make about a lot of this. But at the end of the day, I guess to bring the conversation full circle, I'm just asking myself why the past 5 days have been so stagnant on this channel. 2 of those days are weekend days, so they should have been our most active, but they haven't been. So that's where I'm at. And I want to hear some feedback from you guys. Again, I entreat you guys, help us spread the word about our channel. If you enjoy our videos, share them, like them, favorite them, do whatever you can do with them. And I hate to beg that way, but YouTube is what it is. And I don't want to place all of the blame immaturely, like a lot of people do, upon YouTube and Google because of the way their system works. Why wouldn't YouTube and Google have a system that promotes the most popular material? That's the point. They're popular for a reason. So I'm not going to say that it's unfair for small channels like us who don't get noticed because we're on like the 10th page of searches, because that's the way that this system works. We all knew that getting in. Don't kid yourselves. But we do still show up in related videos on the sidebar of other videos. So in that way, we are still getting a little bit of exposure. And I know that's what's bringing some people in. A couple of people have already said that I believe it was Giant Bomb that brought them to our channel. That means Last Level Press material is showing up in the related videos to Giant Bomb material. How awesome is that? So clearly, at least maybe in my meta tagging, I'm doing something right here. I just need a little bit more of you guys' help to really reach out and grab the next vine to swing into our next chapter of success. Because, like I said, the clock is ticking on our sustainability. We can only live upon the charity of others for so long. My savings have already damn near run out. Violitas have, thankfully, gone up a little bit, but they're quickly dwindling. A big chunk of that is going to go away when we combine our pool and we get our new computer rig so that we can finally bring you guys more quality material. That's going to eat up a fair amount of our stuff, but we consider that a business investment. And that's the direction we're going. We need, over the next few months, to start bringing in some manner of sustainable income before our finances run out. And that's what we need help from you guys to do, because we want to keep doing this. We want to keep informing and entertaining you guys for years to come. So I know I've repeated myself a whole lot. I'm talking in circles. I wanted to really drive home those points, and I wanted to make sure I covered everything that I really wanted to talk to you guys about. I apologize for this vlog not being very necessarily gaming news oriented. This is very me. But, you know, I prefaced this with being a state of the channel vlog, so it is what it is. So thank you all so much for joining. If you've watched this far into the video, thank you. Honestly, I mean that. Because if you're watching this far, it means on some level you care about what I'm talking about, which means you care about us, and that means a lot to me, and to Violeta. And to Atticus, like I said, even though he doesn't contribute much to the videos. So please continue to do so. Like I said, help share us around, that way we can reach an even wider audience. I'm Mr. Black, and as always, I wish you all good gaming and Godspeed.